Next project that I'll share with you is the bubble project. Perhaps the most well-known project that I've done in the past. And before I share some of the results of the bubble project, I'd like to share a little story. And I was working at a big advertising agency at the time, that was maybe 7 years ago. And we had big corporate clients like Procter & Gamble, and this case was General Mills. General Mills is one of the biggest food companies in the United States. And one of their most famous products is Cheerios. And do you have Cheerios also in Italy? Yes, we have. It's a very iconic product, yes, all over the world. Children, love this because it's very simple food and it's really sweet. The client came to us and asked us to create a campaign that communicated essentially that Cheerios come in 5 different flavors. Most of the people perceive Cheerios as this classic yellow box. So it had to communicate, come in 5 different products, and it had to show the product, and it had to work as a jewel board. So my partner and I, we sat down and we came up with this idea. Only their holes taste the same. And it made sense because the Cheerios looks like a donut, but the holes are always the same. So everything else changed, but the hole tastes the same. And we presented this idea to the client, and the client really loved it. The moment we showed this line, the client, they all laughed, and they thought it was really clever and funny. And we were both the agency and my partner and I were really, really excited that the meeting was going really well. So we thought, wow, this is much easier than we thought. This is great news. Until one of the clients raised his hand and said, wait a minute, we cannot say taste, we have to say flavor, because that's the corporate language they use when they're talking about their products. So we went on from taste to, okay, only the holes have the same taste. It didn't sound quite as funny or clever as it tastes like. So we ended up having this long discussion. Should we do taste or should we do flavor? And the discussion went on for 45 minutes. And in the end, everybody was so pissed off and tired, so that the idea ended up getting killed. And that was a very typical example of what happened in this corporate environment, that lots of people lost sight of the message. Instead, they focused on their internal political, bullshit like this. And nobody cares. From the consumer side, people don't really think, it should be flavor or taste. I mean, they look at it, they think it's funny, and they memorize it, and they think it's interesting. So this was one small example of a lot of things that was happening at the agency. A very typical example. So after 4 years of trying to produce something that I thought was interesting, that I thought could be positive for the brand and good for the agency, I came to the conclusion that I couldn't really depend on others to make things happen. I couldn't really depend on the clients. I couldn't really depend on the agencies. I couldn't really depend on the account managers to make it happen. And that's what I did. I come up with an idea. I handed off to my creative directors and the account managers, let them push the idea to the client. And none of this idea happened because ideas get tested, or there's politics, or there's bureaucracy, always in the time. So the solution that I came up with is that I will just have to do it myself. And doing myself meant everything from creation of an idea, planning, financing, production, and marketing, which means I'll become my own agency to do everything from the beginning to the very end. One of the other frustrating aspects of working in the agency was that seeing the ads that were getting produced from the agency that was filling every each square of the city that I was living in. I live in a big city, and everywhere you go, there's some form of advertising. On the wall, on the street, on the sky, everywhere there's an ad. And I really didn't appreciate that because it was polluting. It was a form of a visual pollution to me. And I felt doubly guilty because I felt I was part of the industry that was creating this stuff all over the city. So I spent $3,000 from my own pocket, and I wanted to change this advertising. And I come up with the simple idea of producing these stickers, 30,000 stickers, and placing these stickers on top of ads like this, and like this, and leaving them empty to see what people would write. And I had no idea if people would write inside or what if people would react to this at all. But quickly I realized that people really had a lot to say inside this speech bubble. And here are some of the results that I've collected from the street. So here is a circus poster, and someone wrote animal rights. And someone else wrote Mike Tyson with my ear off. And this person wrote I steal music. And the other person wrote I'm not going away. What am I going to do when I'm 23? Donna Karen hat. I Bush. Gummer. This is a Snapple ad. In India they're sacred, but this in India, bitch. I used to smoke crack on the 6th train. I use it to download porn. And one of the most refreshing things about this project was that people were writing simple truth about how they saw advertising. And it really exposed the discrepancy between what advertisers want to communicate and how the public perceives advertising. So that showed that how the advertisers actually have no idea what people are actually thinking. And there is this disconnect between the brand and the people that they're selling the brand to. I lost my other home to cancer. And not everybody wrote things, but other people ended up drawing things. Really interesting camouflage. This person followed me everywhere I went with the 10 little bubble stickers. And I've never met this person, but he or she put this little tiny stickers, and sometimes this person would write, you know, this is a great project, and keeps doing it. And it was a kind of indirect dialogue and friendship that we developed with each other. A few months later, I started to notice that other people were placing their own bubble with their own messages. Sometimes it was political message, like ExxonMobil doesn't fill my tank. Sometimes it was some abstract message on the wheel, and sometimes it was an advertisement. So my new fire technique is unstoppable was a book by an author with the URL. So it was fascinating to me that the bubble offered a platform for people to hijack multi-million-dollar advertising campaign into their own personal advertising campaigns. When I collected several hundred pictures of the bubble project, I posted online on this website, and also I made a big effort to make this project open so people can download the template and print it and cut it and place on their own cities. And it really quickly spread as a viral project, and lots of people ended up participating in different places around the world. But what really changed the outcome of this project, and also it changed my life in a drastic way, was this one single posting in the boingboing.net. Does anybody know boingboing.net? Boingboing.net is one of the world's largest blogs, and they put fun cultural things. In the beginning, when the Bubble website was on, I used to get 60 visitors a day or 90 visitors a day. In a good day, I would get 120 visitors. And one day I went to check how many visitors there were, and it said 58,000 visitors. And for sure, I thought it was a mistake. And I was trying to find out how this mistake would happen. And the next time I went back to the website didn't exist anymore because it had crashed. So I found out that all happened because of this one single post and boing. And because of that, lots of other bloggers started to blog about it. Newspapers, TV stations started talking about it. And that changed the outcome of the whole project. It also became a huge project, and it changed my life forever. Here's a little video that I will show you.
Finally, from us, the Bubble Project, splattered across magazines, flying across the TV screen, popping up on the computer, the average American is exposed to some 150 ads every single day. ABC's Bill Blakemore has the story of one man who has found a way to use those ads to make art. He does it by harnessing the creativity of the people, and it's catching on. Here's Bill's report.
He calls it the Bubble Project. It's illegal.
Whenever I see an ad, I forward the ad. A lot of people come to me, and that's what I'm going to write on it. And I said,
He wants the public to speak, and they do. Sometimes it's political comical. What country would Jesus bomb? Or the revolution will be outsourced. Sometimes it's social psychological. Why think about your life when you can watch us? Movie reviews. Why do I make such stupid movies? Or sometimes it's cinematic, philosophical, comical, desperately seeking purpose, says our visual. There's now a book called Talkback, with a map showing all the countries that bubbling has spread to through the internet.
there are also people who started the old Bubble project, progetto.com from Italy.
He got bored working in an ad agency.
So I don't come to simply buy, so it's kind of strong, these boring ads that we see. And the idea struck, and there was the top Bubble sticker.
But it's risky. We cannot tell you his name.
I've gotten a few tickets. I am mostly very cooperative, and I promise I'll never do it again. I think of Bubble, a little dog in here. So I'm going to put another bubble right here for this guy. We're going to give him a voice.
What would you write? Bill Blakemore, ABC News, New York.
Needless to say, that gentleman was in disguise because it is graffiti and what he's doing is illegal, but the responses are rather interesting.
So, Bubble project, that is something I did on my own because I was frustrated working in an advertising agency. Ironically, it opened lots of doors for me to work in some of the best agencies in New York. I quit my job at that agency and I started freelance. And I got lots of freelance offers from ad agencies, which is only ironical to me because I was defacing the ads, the very ads they were creating, but they wanted to hire me to create messaging for them. And in one of the lots of other freelance jobs that I did, I ended up meeting David Droga, who is one of the biggest names in advertising. He ended up inviting me to work at his agency he was starting called the Droga 5. In advertising world, Droga 5 is considered one of the hot agencies right now. They have won some big awards, and it was really unexpected turn of events for me because the big agencies I was working for was not really creative. So I was very excited to be going back to an agency with a really creative vision that could really do some cool work. And the next project